staying with that story, Soweto residents have blamed poor policing for a rise in crime in the area. Now we are joined by Soweto community activist Bongani Mdluli, who is, of course, in the area, part of those who've been raising this concern. Bongani, good evening, and thank you very much for your time tonight here on News at Prime. So, poor policing is what you're complaining about. Here's how the police minister has responded. He says he will be deploying more police. That is the South African Police Tactical Response Unit. Is this appropriate response, and is this a sustainable intervention in your view? Bongani, if you can, please unmute yourself so that we can be able to hear you at this point. That is Soweto community activist Bongani Mdluli, who is joining us on the ground. The community there has been saying that it's poor policing that is a result of what we saw this past weekend. Bongani, I'm sure we can be able to hear each other now. I'm asking you the question, the deployment of the Tactical Response Unit, also known as Amaperete, is that an appropriate response as far as the community is concerned? And will it be a sustainable intervention?
Apology about the interference in terms of the meeting. Thabo, good evening once again. What is happening is that in terms of the response to the Minister Pegicele with regards to the deployment of Amaperete in Orlando, I'm very much worried about how our leadership is operating, not only Pegicele, but the entire of them, in terms of deploying the Amaperete with regards to after the scene that have taken place in Orlando. Why should they wait for a circumstance to take place where people need to die first in order for them to deploy the unit of Amaperete or wherever, whether it's soldiers, SANDF or whoever? Why should there be a circumstance whereby people need to die or something needs to happen in order for them to deploy such a unit like Amaperete? Yeah. This is what is worrying me, and it's untolerated, Thabo. When you can see how many people should die, why are they turning the blind eye to people with regard to the safety towards our community? Our community at the current moment, Thabo, are sitting in a fear mood. No, we can't even travel at night. We can't even do anything, even during the day, besides night. Even during the day, nothing is happening to our safety, especially the SAPS, that they convince us that we are protected more enough, sufficient protection from our SAPS. I mean, there's nothing that they're trying to do, which it shows us that they're working together with the community. Why there's supposed to be some foreign that are doing as much as they can in our country, and whereas if you can go to Lesotho right now in Tabo, you won't even see such an operation like they are doing. It's like they're taking our country as a banana country.
130 AK-47 cartridges, high-caliber rifles being used in this particular crime. The minister saying this is not an act of terrorism, but just sheer criminality. Is that how you are reading the events of this past week?
If you can go through one of the social media, which is News 24, and you see the statement that is sent by Carter. The state from Carter states very well that this act that happened in Orlando, they view it as a terrorism. So if another country can see it in that way without even communicating with anyone from South Africa, and then you as a South African or minister, you come and turn a blind eye and say that this is not a terrorism. How come, where do you get those guards of stating such a lame explanation to your people? I mean, it's clear, Thabo, that where do those people get those bullets, those ammunition, where do they get from? Do they have the supplier? They need to tell us the truth. Someone needs to come to court to say that yes, it's us who's supplying them, And then this is how we're going to deal with those people.
Yeah. The police minister saying these are illegal guns that he believes exist in the community, calling on the National Police Commissioner as well as the Provincial Police Commissioner to set aside time to seal the area and search the community door to door to confiscate illegal guns. Do you think that is the approach that should be taken now, or at least should have been taken even before?
Thabo, if you can come to like the pure sense of thinking and say, our police, our law enforcement, are they sitting at a police station where the community is viewing those police stations as a spaza shop or not? Are they have to sit there without doing anything to the community? Why the patrol supposed to take place in terms of while after maybe a certain sin has happened, has taken place to the community? Why not regularly, maybe monthly? They go in patrol searching for those guns. Those people, you are from, maybe I'm making an example, you're from Lesotho and come to South Africa and be able to own a gun. Not just a gun, but such an ammunition like the AK-47. Who is supplying you? Tell us the truth. Why are they supposed to be so negligent into our police, the SAPS, with regard to the protection to our people? If you can go to Lesotho, it's very strict. Lesotho is very strict. When the Lesotho you do something, even if it's just a lame excuse thing, you'll get a shambok. You'll give them explanation while the shambok is dancing on your body. So here in South Africa, they do as they please. They own those AK-47. Imagine AK-47.
Yeah. Do you happen to believe, Bongani, that these acts were committed by people who are not from South Africa?
Thabo, one, in Pimville, the very same setup took place where one of our comrades was shot using the AK-47. The very same thing in Katlehong, the very similar scene took place where it was foreign, who did those things in terms of killing our people around here. If you can check, those people, I'm not trying to divert from the topic that you are saying, but then when those people are trying to steal the cable, those people who are guarding them while during that process of stealing the cable, they're carrying such guns like that. There are videos who are circulating around here where those Lesotho foreign people are carrying heavily guns. We're saying police are just minor things. We're not dealing about the police, but now we're looking for the SANDF. Those are the tough people that we can deal with, of which we can face. So SAPS is nothing anymore. So they're no longer even respecting that blue uniform.
What is the degree then of cooperation between the Community Policing Forum and the police in the area?
One, we just launched the executive of the patrollers in Mofulo South, where the patrollers can try their best in terms of patrolling.
All right, we seem to have lost the crime
in our community. Please. The van that you can't even you hardly see the van in terms of you hardly see the van that is patrolling in a community. You'll see maybe the SAPS vehicle after 4 or 5 hours, or even the day can pass without you seeing that SAPS vehicle.
Bongani Mdluli, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming on. Soweto community activist there, Bongani Mdluli. That's where we leave it for tonight. Meanwhile,